Today I'm going to show you how to reconfigure the Apple iPhone display at Meijer. Just be aware, when you come in, you will probably have 3 of these brackets on the display. I've already removed these 2 because just to save time with the video. And also there will probably be 3 acrylic sign holders. I've already removed 2 of those as well because we wanted to save time on the video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to get the key from the electronics associate and have them unlock it, and it just unlocks right up here. And then you can just open it from the side. You just lift on the side and it comes right open. Right, and then on the back side is how you're going to remove the bracket that holds the phone. You're going to use those wing nuts and you're going to unscrew them. So there's 4 of them. And you just take each one off, and you want to make sure you're holding on to the bracket on the front so that it doesn't fall off as you're taking these wing nuts off. Once you've removed all 4 wing nuts, then you can pull off the phone bracket and you just pull straight out and it comes right off. You may come into the store and they may not have the actual phone on the display. We put this in here just to show you what it's like with the phone in it. This is what the bracket looks like when there's no phone. Okay, and these were the brackets that I took off already. So the first thing you would need to do is unplug the phone. And you just pull out. And then you can remove the collar by pulling it off. And then you pull the cord through and it's unplugged. And then what you need to do now is come over here and you're going to undo this wing nut. Now this would be for if you were swapping out a phone. So that's why we're showing you this. And then you would take off these 2 as well. So take one off. And then you take off the second wing nut. All right, and then you open it up. It opens up like a butterfly, and then you would just pull these. They're elastic. These are called bracket arms, and they're stretchy. They got elastic, so they just pull them off each end of the phone, and then you would take off your old phone that you were. Right, and then you just set that aside for now. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to come back over to the display and we're going to take off the acrylic sign holders. They attach to with thumb nuts. And then there's a large sign holder. And you take those off the same way. Pull it off and just set it in the back. Alright, and then you're going to replace the mat because it's going to be a new configuration. So you just slide that out the side. Alright, and then you should receive a new mat to replace it with. It's got 1 hole for the phone and then 2 spots for sign holders. You want the hole to be at the back of the display, and it should be on the left side as you're facing the display. And then you just slide it in the channel. Alright, and you'll see it aligns with the holes, pre-drilled holes. We're going to start by putting the new the acrylic sign holder back on, the large one. And then you just put your 2 thumb screws back on. Alright, make sure those are tight. Alright, and then you have 1 small acrylic sign holder spot. And that goes here. And then you have 2 thumb nuts. Alright, make sure that's tightened. Alright, the last thing that we need to do then is put on the last bracket for the phone. And we're going to come back over here. Alright, and then our bracket is already opened up because we took the old phone out. We're going to pretend this is our new phone, and we're going to replace it with the new phone. And what you need to do is just pick up the bracket. You can set it right on top of the actual phone. You want to make sure that the home button is at the bottom of the bracket, and that's the side that has the post leaning towards that home button, so it'd be leaning towards you. And then what you need to do then is to pull on these bracket arms and slide them over the ends of the phone. Just do one at a time. Okay, and then you do the other side, same way. They're elastic, so they stretch, and you slide them over the corners and corners of the phone. And then you can adjust and center the phone by sliding this up and down. So you just want to make sure it's centered, and then you want to close it up, and then you want to make sure these extensions go over the top on each side. And then you close it up and you hold this together, and you want to put on your wing nuts. All right, and then you want to put on these thumb nuts, 1 on each side. All right, and then you want to take the phone and the bracket and the collar back over to the display, and you want to make sure that the slant is going towards the front of the fixture, and you just want to thread your power cord through first. So your power cord's back here for the phone. You thread it through the hole in the display, and then you want to thread it up through the hole in the collar. And then there is a notch right here at the front where the cord goes through, and you want to just hold on to that, and then you want to slide this onto the bracket onto the collar, and you see how that lines up. Right, and then you want to plug the phone in. All right, and then you want to attach the bracket, so you want to, actually you can give some of that. pull that a little bit through like that. Put the bracket, line it up with the holes, push it in, and then on the other side here is where you put the wing nuts on, and you have to make sure you're holding on so that you're not dropping it. All right, once you have everything tightened up, you just want to make sure that your power strip is on. You want to make sure you plug it in. If it's not plugged in, you just plug it in like so, and then just make sure that the power strip is turned on. It's got true green lights on there, so you just want to make sure it's turned on. All right, and then when you're done, all you need to do is close up the display, and then just requires you to just push it back. And then you would just need to have the electronics employee lock it back up. And that's it.